Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's episode. Today, I'm going to show you my six-figure YouTube and online business workflow. This is something I've developed after 15 years of online business, with YouTube being the strong arm of my promotion kind of situation. And I sent out a little email and I said, hey, what do you guys want help with? And almost everybody was like, definitely this. Help me to plan, help me to organize, help me to structure, help me to figure out content creation and all that stuff. I also just wrapped the YouTube Breakthrough Challenge. There were hundreds of beautiful glitter covered aliens who crushed it in their YouTube creation process. And they also were like in my DMs, like, can you help me figure this out? Like the planning and the organizing and ideating and all that stuff. So thank you for everybody who wanted to know about this. It's a really important topic and it's actually really dear to my heart. I'm super excited to talk with you about that. As an aside, I'm in a new format today. I'm trying out a new software. I'm going to try to figure out for you if StreamYard is good enough to create a whole video without editing. So what are we doing here? What we're not doing is I'm not here to help you to become a famous YouTuber. And I have no business, no interest in being a famous YouTuber. Don't care about it. I don't care about getting lots of views. I really don't. Funny enough, when you stop caring about getting views and you start focusing on your profits and your contribution with it, which are two sides of the same coin, you get more views. And so the workflow that I'm going to be showing you today, the workflow I'm showing you today is for the business owner who happens to be doing YouTube. Okay. The business owner who is qualified, who's doing one-on-one coaching, maybe you have a practice outside of online business, or maybe you have an online business, but you're wanting to grow it with the power of YouTube. That's who this is for. Because I get comments kind of regularly from people who are like, this YouTube stuff is just one big giant scheme and all of this stuff, and it's impossible to make money on YouTube. To be clear, YouTube is not a great moneymaker if you're just going to be an influencer. And I've never been an influencer. I've always been a business owner who's promoting my business on YouTube. If you're hoping to get some YouTube lottery ticket and be like making ad revenue, and that's going to be your main income source, ad revenue can be a nice little extra chunk of change, but most of the time, that's not how we make the majority, the lion's share of our income. The way that I've been able to generate a consistent six-figure business model is not through ad revenue. So that's what we're doing here. I'm helping you to create a workflow for your online business and your content, which I like YouTube a lot. YouTube, in my personal opinion, is the best promotion platform for your business, hands down. Best conversions, best quality of traffic, best relationship building, most authentic way of expressing yourself. So anyway, you know how I feel about YouTube. Let's go into basically my workflow. Okay. And so I'm going to show you what I think is my, the dirty secret that I was kind of scared to talk about. And like, I honestly, I was a little bit nervous to like, whatever. I'm a little bit nervous to share this, but my dirty secret before I jump into like the actual workflow is that I'm walking around most of the time, and this is kind of what my brain looks like. And so I'm naturally really type B. Like, if I'm being very honest with you, my binder in high school, it looked like a big, huge giant, like it looked like I literally took a bunch of papers, went like this, crammed them into my binder and just hoped for the best. That's how I operated my life until the second year of my business. So I'm pretty type B, but I trained myself to be type A about my business. So when it comes to my business, I'm pretty type A, and this was actually a muscle. I'm saying all this because I remember when I first started my online business and I was watching business owners talk about their operations and stuff. And I was thinking they're just naturally like super organized. They just have some muscle I don't have. But actually what it is it's just like going to the gym. Like, I didn't get these guns, I didn't get these guns from just like yesterday. Like, I have been working out like regularly to get these pull-ups, baby. And so if you want to get the proverbial pull-ups of like being able to run and operate your YouTube channel and your online business, I'm going to make it super easy for you with this workflow. But I want you to know it does take just a little bit of like getting used to it. This is a practice. The more that you show up and practice what I'm going to teach you today, the more zeros you're going to have in your bank account. It's going to be like, you're going to have to call up JP Morgan and be like, JP Morgan, watch out. We've got some more zeros coming into the bank account. So let's go into my workflow. Let me pop it on the screen. In short, this is kind of the gold standard for me. I haven't seen anybody else break it down like this. And this is kind of how I think about it. I think about it in 4 phases. My workflow has 4 phases. It's the ideation phase, the capture and organize phase, the plan and execute phase, and the delegate phase. And I'm going to give you literally the step-by-step. I hope you follow along with me today. And I also wanted to just mention that I have an extra goodie for you. And this is going to be really helpful for you as well. I wanted to just show you that I did write a book, like a little guide, and this isn't a little guide. This is actually a very comprehensive guide that's going to supplement your organizing and like the workflow I'm going to give you today. So today I'm going to be giving you a workflow that's going to take you through like how to use a project management software, like how to plan and execute your videos, like how to operate your business, kind of. Like I'm going to give you all the practice, but this free guide that I wrote for you, this is a very intensive, step-by-step, comprehensive. It's got a whole checklist. It's real beefy. I think it's like 45 pages. So anyway, you can get that at brendaturner.com/gifts if you would like that. And that's actually going to give you like the nuts and bolts of like, setting up your course software and like how to set up your email and all that stuff. So that's just an extra something you might want to grab if you would like. And that's free at brendaturner.com/gifts. Okay, so let's jump into the first part of this. So let's go into ideation. What is ideation? The ideation process. The ideation process, my friend, is a discipline that has, I think, single-handedly been one of the best ways that I've been able to have a 15-year online business that's consistently generating income and 6 figures. And if you haven't hit a 5-figure month and you haven't hit them consistently yet, it's time for you to get into the discipline of the ideation part. If we as online business owners and business owners in general, if we don't have an ideation discipline, aka collecting our ideas, especially if you're going to be teaching your frameworks or offering your services that regard your teaching, content and promotion is all about education. So we're educating our customers on our products and services and our teachings and our frameworks. This is all ideas. Every day, I write something in a notebook. I've got a huge closet, literally a closet filled with shoe boxes that have like, I don't even know how many notebooks I have after 15 years of doing this, but I collect my ideas. And this is a really important discipline. The tools of the trade for this, I'm actually going to go ahead and show you here. Okay. So there we go. So this is not, I used to use Moleskines, and I used Moleskines for years. It doesn't matter what notebook you're using. There's nothing magic about a Moleskine. There is something magic about a Moleskine, but what I used to do for years was I made my own index in the front of my notebooks so that I could keep track of my notes. And then I would number the pages manually. What I found lately is that these notebooks, these notebooks, I actually get these off of Amazon. If you just type in indexed or numbered notebooks, a whole bunch of great notebooks are going to pop up. So basically, get some notebooks that have indexes in the front and numbered pages so that you can keep track of your ideas. Because believe me when I tell you, the pages fill up quickly and you want to keep track of your ideas. So for instance, here I've got a video idea on page 14, video ideas on 21. I just marked down stars next to the really juicy ideas, the days that I have a lot of energy behind the ideas, I'm like, oh, I better mark that in my index. Okay. And then we've got a whole pile of notebooks to consult with if we ever run out of ideas. I'm never going to run out of ideas. Can I be honest with you? If I'm being honest with you, it brings me a lot of heartache. This is going to sound dramatic. It brings me a lot of heartache. The fact that I only get to live one lifetime, because I've got like literally like 5 lifetimes worth of ideas in notebooks that I don't have enough time to execute on all these ideas. So when people tell me it's hard for me to get ideas, I'm like, are you having an ideation? Do you have like an ideation practice? Are you sitting down with a notebook and a piece of paper and a pen? Are you writing down ideas every morning, making your brain sweat? That's how we open up these floodgates. Okay. So keep a notebook by your bedside, keep a notebook everywhere, start tracking ideas. Okay. So that's part one. That we're not looking for good ideas. We're not trying to sit down and write great ideas. We're not even trying to write down decent ideas. All we're doing during this practice is connecting with our minds and letting our minds really open up as wide as possible for that receptivity, so we can sharpen that ideation blade. This keeps our mind sharp. This is one reason why I'm not going to get into a tangent. This is one reason why I don't use ChatGPT for my ideation process, because I want that ideation muscle to be sharp as a samurai sword. I want my ideas to be fresh, coming from that deep well of inspiration in my own mind. And I want to connect with my own ideas, my own frameworks. I want to create content that is based in ideas that come from my own business and my own teachings. It's totally a different transmission when I'm doing that than if I was to just delegate all of this to ChatGPT. The next part, capture and organize. Project management software is what we're going to use for this step. Stick with me, please don't leave. Project management software. I know when we hear those words, we're thinking of like The Office, maybe you. I think those, like when I hear project management, I'm thinking of the scene in The Office where the guy's boss comes around the corner and he's like, "Did you get that TP report?" And but I want to make sure that you're not thinking like that. So here's how project management software works, everybody. It's my friend, project management software. It's just basically another word for a clear, organized mind. This is what my mind feels like before I get into my project management software as a type A, naturally type A person. The side on the right is what it feels like after. And as you can see, while I created this, you can see that I'm type B because I made the mistake of forgetting to update the right-hand side. See, this is what I mean. I'm not very detail oriented. I am a type B person. And that side on the right, it's supposed to say my mind after capture and organize. So anyway, the project management software that I use is called Asana. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you the capture and organize phase. So once a week, we're going to sit down with our notebooks. We're going to take a look at our, all of our ideas, and we're going to capture the ones that we really like, the ones that have the most energy, and we're going to actually pop them into our Asana. You've got all kinds of ideas as an online business owner. You're going to have ideas about your products. You're going to have ideas about events. You're going to have ideas about seminars. You're going to have ideas about your books. You're going to have ideas about, all kinds of things. And the reason I love Asana, and I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and just talk about Asana, it's amazing because it's actually a bridge to getting all of these amorphous ideas out of the ether and into this life. This is major. So a lot of people talk about manifestation, and I'm all for manifestation, but as far as like a manifestation tool, Asana is one of, if not the most powerful manifestation tool in my life. I mean, I know that there's energetic practices and all that stuff, but I can't emphasize enough how important it is to, well, number one, take some time to actually focus on your ideas and give some space for ideas in your life as a business owner and a YouTube, content creator. And then number two, to actually sit down once a week. And this is just part of business operations, is to sit down maybe on a Sunday and say, okay, let's take a look at all my ideas. Which one of these really excites me? Let's create a project in Asana and start making them real. A lot of people don't take their ideas seriously, and they're just kind of sitting in their mind. They're not even on a notebook yet. But if you start taking your ideas seriously and you grab them, you put them on a notebook, and then you say, okay, cool, this is going to be a project. Let's actually pop it into a project management software and create steps in Asana that we're going to do to get this done. Do you see how magical that is? So I'm going to give you a quick tour of my YouTube folder, but there's so much to Asana. You'll find your footing. I promise you, you just get in there, and you don't need me to give you a long-winded tutorial about it, but I'm just going to show you my workflow for YouTube. So in Asana, we've got different sections. These are each different sections. You can create as many sections as you like. I've got a YouTube admin section, ideation, upcoming, to film, in progress, upload and promotion, and completed. Basically, how I break these down is when I sit down to capture my ideas, I open up the ideation tab and I just pop in video concepts. These aren't even necessarily ideas I'm committed to. They're just ideas that are going to be stocking the shelves of my proverbial store. I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of these. Like, for instance, a rough concept is how earplugs make you rich. How earplugs make you rich. The concept there, just to give you a little insight, the concept there is I like wearing earplugs all damn day. Like, I'm always in earplugs. I really enjoy the peace and quiet, and it really helps me to think. So if I'm in my office, I've got earplugs, I've got the headphones, noise canceling headphones on top of the earplugs with no sound on, and it's just complete silence in here, and it really helps me to think. And I was going to do a video about that. I don't know if it's worth making a whole video about. Probably isn't. I just gave it to you, the whole synopsis. But anyway, that's a concept. Do you see? And so that's kind of like a ball of clay in my ideation section. And on that same day, that capture and organize day, I take a look at my upcoming section and I say, okay, what videos are going to be committed to? Like, which videos do I want to have on the docket? And then the next step is to commit to a film day. So for instance, on that same day, the same capture and organize day, I do all of this most of the time on a Sunday, where I'm like, okay, let's just gather the goods. Let's get an ideation. Let's plan up some upcoming videos. And then let's also schedule our production. So for today, I actually popped this video into film and I scheduled it for today, to film today. Here's a hack that's not really so much of a hack, but it's kind of a hack. And the hack is this. You should film multiple videos when you film your videos. Okay, that's not a secret. A lot of people will tell you that, but you should especially do that if you're busy. Depending on the kind of videos you're filming, it's very helpful for you to batch film. So I would recommend, when you're in your Asana and you're doing that stuff that I was just showing you, moving things around, planning your production schedule, pick like 2 or 3 days a month where you're going to film. And try to grab the ideas that feel like really exciting to you, but maybe grab one long one and 2 shorter ones and do those all on one day. And then same thing for the next film day. And then by the end of a month, if you film a couple videos on 3 film days, you could maybe have up to 6, or who knows how many videos. I also wanted to point out, like, while I'm in here, I forgot to mention, I have a pop-up party. This is a little pop-up party project. So this pop-up party is happening on Tuesday. That's going to be Tuesday, June 10th. So Tuesday, June 10th is going to be my beautiful pop-up profits party. And at this profits party, you're going to have such a blast. You're going to learn my favorite way to do business. You're going to learn some really cool strategies and profit setups. So everyone who attends this beautiful pop-up party, you're going to leave with a really tangible and realistic kind of business model that isn't going to require you to trade a bunch of time for money. So just to give you a little insight, I don't take sales calls. I haven't taken a sales call in 15 years. I don't get in the cold DMs bothering people. I just don't like doing that. Nothing wrong if you do either of those things. It's just not my preference. I don't like posting a bunch of short form stuff. I don't like basically compromising on my joy and my peace. So I'm all about having a peaceful, chill, relatively low stress business model. And if you want to learn how to do that for yourself and have fun while you do it on a Tuesday afternoon, come and join me at the YouTube Profits Party. It's going to be lit. And you can join me at brendaturner.com/party. brendaturner.com/party. The tickets are $1. Anybody who's come to one of my live events, you know I don't play around. You know that it's lit, as the kiddos say. Okay, so next wheel in our kind of workflow wheel is to plan and execute. So planning and executing is more or less what I was just talking about, where you commit to a film day, and then you get that done, and you make sure that you plan out some realistic days. But it's important for me to address this right now. So this setup that I'm in, this isn't my ideal setup. It's nighttime. The lighting is all artificial. It's not perfect. Really important. Don't let that hold you back. If it's not perfect, if your production quality is not perfect, we're not trying to be Michael Bay here. And production isn't really the most important part of YouTube. It matters a little bit, but what matters even more is that you show up for your people. So could I have put off filming this until I can make a perfect video with the set that I like? I have a preference of how I like to style my videos. I could have, but after doing this for 15 years, I'm telling you, my friend, good is better than perfect. Good enough is better than perfect, as they say. And your people really are going to end up, most of the time, it's the videos that you don't even think, it's like the random videos where you're just like, here's my favorite popcorn. And you're like in the kitchen and you like upload it and it gets like 5 million views. Who knows? So don't worry about the production. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't let that hold you back. That's just a gremlin getting in there trying to create resistance. The next part of all of this is going to be the delegation part. This is very important. This might be the linchpin of the whole thing. So to delegate your videos, to delegate in your business, you have to delegate certain parts of maybe your production, maybe your admin. I'm not sure what you're going to be delegating, but for me, I have to delegate admin. I have to delegate emails. I have to delegate a lot of the type A kind of stuff because that's not my strong suit. For a long time in the beginning, I didn't delegate enough. And I'm here to tell you, if I could go back in time and do one thing differently, I would be delegating a whole lot more. So what I want you to do is when you get into your Asana, you're going to go ahead and look at the list of things that you have to do. And then from that list, I want you to check and see which things you don't want to do, that you're not really good at. There's lots of things that we could do, but if we're not good at it, it's just going to drain our energy, and that really impacts our profits. So just go on Upwork.com, hire someone to maybe help you with the video editing. It's so worth the investment. It's not even really all that expensive. You'd be surprised at how affordable a video editor can be. There's video editors out there who love what they do. If you don't like, for instance, email, you could hire a virtual assistant. Just hire quickly. Here's my promise to you. The faster you delegate, the more money you're going to make. Every dollar that you spend on delegation, you get back, like I would say, 5 times at least. Okay, let's see if there was anything else. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, I think I covered everything. So don't forget to join me at the pop-up party on Tuesday. That's brendaturner.com/party. Tickets are $1. If you want to learn how to talk through the camera real natural, like the way I'm doing with you right now, you can check out this video where I teach you how to break the 5th wall. And that's some super ninja YouTube stuff. That'll help you to break through the 5th wall, talk to your people, and build your YouTube channel. I'll see you later.